Merry Christmas from all of us at your web marketing agency, Site Strategics.
Merry Christmas.
Learn more about our web design and web marketing services at sitestrategics.com. We wish you and your family a very safe and happy holiday season. Here's Aaron Sparks.
Hey, we have a few articles from the net that we wanted to kind of accumulate together. We were talking about what happened in 2014, and there was a lot. And inside of online marketing and just online initiatives happened here. And there's an article from Bernadette Coleman from the Advice Interactive Group that we came across that was a good summary of top thought leaders in online marketing space and what some of their predictions are, but more importantly, what actually happened recently in this year. So we wanted to wrap up the year with a review of just that. So let's talk about SEO for a second. Search engine optimization. It's a very, very core focus of internet marketing is where you rank and how well you rank and how well you're outranking your competitors. Right, guys? Mm-hmm. Well, Google likes to keep us on our toes, and whenever they change things, all of a sudden you hear the silent scream of a lot of SEO professionals.
Absolutely.
Give me a silent scream there.
That's good.
Well, here's a short summary of the... It was very good. Did you practice that?
I look like the
all
painting.
morning.
I have not.
Looked like I was what?
You look like the painting.
Oh.
The screen.
The scream. All right. Well, here's the lowdown here in SEO. The biggest things that we're hitting were Pigeon and Penguin updates. Now, we like our waterfowl, right, and just birds in general. But more importantly, Google actually names its algorithms in particular code names. And in July, Google introduced a new Pigeon algorithm change. It was a local search device that basically takes location services into account when making searches. The point is, for local businesses and sites, this development is hugely important in getting traffic that you want from places that you want them to come from. You know, it shifted the entire search engine ranking where you may have been ranking for particular terms, but Google started putting in new directories that were more relevant at a transaction level. What I mean by that, if you're looking for a hotel, you won't be finding a hotel's website as often as you're going to find a directory of hotels because Google wants you to shop there. Mm-hmm. Same thing with dentists. Same thing with anything that there's that type of transactional service. They started to shift things around. So you may have taken a hit if you're not paying attention. You may have actually dropped off the top 10. Some other changes here, the Panda updates that came out. There was a double Panda update. Panda 4.0 rolled out at the end of May, with 4.1 following right at the end of September. What was, Tom, tell me about those particular points of
the Panda updates?
Yeah, the penalizations there.
Pretty much Panda and Penguin are two different algorithms, but they kind of target the same thing, which is just spam. So Panda is targeted more of content spam, and Penguin targeted more of the backlink spam. But
right.
the Panda, it updates a little bit more frequently than the Penguin one did here in October. I think it's October when Penguin updated. But the Panda updates monthly for the most part, and it just targets web spam, content web spam. If you're spending articles, thin content
as well, absolutely.
Yeah.
And on top of that, even poorly worded articles, poorly written articles. The point is they're trying to just do away with any type of way to exploit the ranking system. So it actually goes to the benefit of people that are doing it correctly and doing it for the right reasons, as opposed to stuffing your pages stuffing your site full of pages to get higher ranks. That's just not the practice anymore. And if you have a web marketer or a firm that's working with you that they're doing that, you need to tell them to stop because you may be incurring these penalties. Some other issues that came up through SEO, the removal of Google authorship.
Yeah, that's a big one, yeah.
Mobile search and its continued growth. We've actually bypassed the desktop in searching.
They said, next year is when they predicted that mobile search will pass desktop search.
Yep. And it's the first time to do that.
Yeah.
That just tells you exactly where the marketing efforts need to be. The right to be forgotten issue from Europe.
Yeah.
And they pressed on Google to the point where any person that doesn't want to have their information out there can get it removed. And then I think Canada followed suit. Was it Canada? No, it wasn't.
They're getting some overseas beat up, though, for sure.
Yeah. Some stuff going on in Spain. They're pulling out of Spain and Russia.
Yep. Another one, the Google Carousel, the local carousel of listings that had an image along with them, right? And we know images are transaction points, or at least higher click-through areas. That went away. And on top of that, the voice search growth area. That's actually coming in.
Yeah, you can voice search on your desktop now. That was added this year.
Yeah.
Well, obviously the mobile device, but the desktop version.
That's right.
Yeah.
A couple small ones, the Yahoo directory that we grew to love in the beginning stages of online search, closing. And on top of that, HTTPS, the secure level, is a ranking factor as well. You know, well, hey, if you're just catching up to us, you're listening to Edge of the Web Radio online, as well as on the radio, and we're covering what happened in online marketing in 2014. All right, let's talk about what happened in social media this year. I think there's a heck of a lot of issues there, and Brittany, why don't you take it away on some of those?
We have been very busy on social this year. There's a lot going on. I could read you lists all day about things that have happened, things that are going to happen. I've picked a couple of things. One of the articles I found, which was really interesting and uplifting, 10 times social media made the world better in 2014.
Cool.
There was a lot of uplifting, nice stories that happened. The Burger King baby was reunited as an adult. Did you all see that? That was kind of like, oh my gosh, that's so nice. If not, you can Google that.
Google that.
There's been videos of, babies hearing for the first time with cochlear implants and things like that. So there's been a lot of good things that are reported on social media, which is kind of nice. In the same vein, there's also been a lot of failures. There's been, DiGiorno, inappropriate use of the why I stayed hashtag, okay, maybe look into what you're doing before you do it. There's been other topics in terms of Facebook and globally what's been going on. People have been talking about, Ebola and the election in Brazil and Robin Williams and those sorts of things. So there's lists of that sort. There's lists on where people have checked into most on social media this past year, which is kind of interesting. Disney is booming. All the Disney locations have been very busy this year. There's lists of that. And then in terms of the most retweeted message of the year, it was the Ellen selfie.
Yeah, Ellen selfie was a big one.
Powerful.
I am so glad you just skipped past the ice bucket challenge.
I burn.
You forgot about that one, huh?
I choose not to talk about that one.
There's a lot in there. I mean, the World Cup was a big one. Yeah. The Ferguson protests. There's also, I think we sensed that there was a bit of self-filtering, at least this year, as opposed to previous years in social media. There's a bit more of a get off that topic type of perspective, because a lot of the things, I can't pull one out right now, but it was we were seeing not nearly as much just freak out fandom on certain topics, but at the same time the ice bucket challenge was everywhere. You're going to have that type of environment regularly. What we recommend for our clients, social media, walk deftly in those spaces, because you could certainly get yourself whipped up into a frenzy of one of these hashtag environments, and I mean you can truly get
know what you're talking about before you get on and hashtag things. Absolutely.
Why? I just can't jump in there and swim.
You could. I just don't think anyone's going to come save you. In terms of these topics are really isolating, and there's a huge contrast. There's, right and wrong and black and white. Yep. So it's not surprising that people have kind of backed down in terms of, giving their opinion on certain things.
Absolutely. All right.